I've played Dead by Daylight a little bit in the past, but only ever when my friends asked me to, and only ever as a survivor. Recently though, I've actually gotten pretty into playing the game on my own. Now I kind of understand what I'm doing, and I'm finally having fun with it. Now, I used to be much more scared, as every time I got spotted by the killer, that resulted in me being injured, then downed, then hooked without question every single time. I figured the killer was like next to impossible to escape, and that you had to play the game a bit more like a stealth game. Now, that's definitely one way to play it, but anyone that's played Dead by Daylight knows there's actually quite a bit of player expression, and that escaping killers, or at least making the chases last a lot longer, is definitely possible, especially so if you lean on your perks. As a brand new player coming into the game though, the tutorials only taught me the controls and basic mechanics. Understanding how to do loops well, how to use pallets, what all the different icons mean, what all the killers can do, that's something that you're going to have to learn from your friends or from the community via YouTube or Twitch or the Reddit or something like that. But when you do finally understand the game, it can be quite satisfying to outmaneuver, trick, and hide from the killer while gens are popping all around the map. See, if you're being chased for a long time, you can kind of see it as a good thing, as you've given your team a lot of time to do generators, unhook, and heal up. You just have to hope your team actually does that. That's essentially the whole point of the survivors, it's to waste the killer's time and to make progress. However, I have to admit the co-op aspect is the only thing that gets me to play Survivor because I love playing with my friends. But when I boot up alone, I'm going Killer. The gameplay loop of Killer feels so significantly different from Survivor, it's crazy. To achieve my goals as Killer, I'm typically aiming to apply map pressure and keep the survivors away from gens and away from each other. At least that's the case for the killers that I play as, which are Trapper, Wraith, and Doctor. With Trapper specifically, I'm usually trying to think a few steps ahead of the survivors. This means predicting which routes they're going to take, which pallets they might use, and which generators they might want to return to. I'm also trying to be aware if a survivor has seen or heard me place a trap, and if they have, to remember to move that somewhere slightly different so that I can catch them out next time. The thing I'm loving is that the game doesn't require mechanical skill at all, it requires a lot of thinking. I honestly think that my experience playing Killer has helped me understand Dead by Daylight a whole lot more. I've felt that the increased movement speed Killer has lets me get more perspective on what is going on around the map at any given time, and I also get to watch survivors do things that I can then take into my own Survivor games. It also lets me understand what a killer might be thinking when I'm being chased as a survivor and they just stop randomly and go somewhere else. They're probably trying to put pressure on someone that is healing or doing a generator or something like that. They're aware that their time is being wasted. I do feel like Dead by Daylight is a lot more fun now that I understand it better. That said, I'm also not sure why people take it so seriously. The game's great, but it doesn't feel that balanced, nor do I think it should be balanced, to be honest, as long as it's not broken. To clarify, I just mean that the game should prioritize fun over balance. This game feels like the perfect casual experience, and I think it's totally fine for it to stay that way. Not everything has to be an esport. The game is super chill to me, which is surprising because I wouldn't have thought something so horror-y would feel chill. But it's really not scary at all. If you've had your doubts about Dead by Daylight, I encourage you to give it a go, or give it another go, because initially I wasn't too crazy about it either. I think it can take some warming up to it, but there's a reason there's such a strong community around this one. Anyway, thanks for watching, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.